so many of you are reaching out. So many of you saying, how can I increase how much money I make? And how can I take my business to the next level? How can I increase my productivity? How can I grow my company? And so what we wanted to do on today's show is we wanted to interview somebody who I would classify as a diligent doer,
yes,
a goal pursuer who reached out and said, could you help me grow my business? And we've been able to work with her. And she's just a diligent implementer. She offers a great product, a great service, and it's been a joy to work with her. And I'm very, very thankful to have her in our life. And without any further ado, Kirsten White, welcome onto the Thrivetime Show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good.
Hey, for anybody out there that's not familiar with your company, can you tell us your website and what services you provide?
So our website is heartwhiteinteriors.com, and we are a full service interior design firm.
heartwhiteinteriorservices.com?
No, heartwhiteinteriors.com.
Interiors.com.
H-A-R-T.
I'm glad I clarified this. Somebody's probably driving down the road right now while trying to eat some baked beans and operate an Etch-a-Sketch while taking notes here. So this is helpful. Okay, so heartwhiteinteriors.com. And what all do you provide? I mean, what are all the different services that you do? What do you not do? What's your niche?
So our niche is luxury design, anything from a full new build. So if somebody's starting from scratch, we love to team up with the builders and architects from the very beginning. We also work on luxury renovations, and then some clients just need full furnishings. So we do a little bit of everything.
Now, how did you first come in contact with Clay Stairs and the team here?
So I was introduced to Clay Stairs and the team through Sky House, which is a builder that has been working with Clay up in Banner Elk.
Stairs, and he's been a client of yours for maybe a couple of years.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Sky
maybe
House?
3 years.
I think almost 4.
Almost 4, yeah.
Okay, so
Jeff, Jeff's been rocking.
So Jeff with Sky House is one of your longtime clients.
Yeah,
he's feeling the flow.
He's
working
feeling the flow.
He's in a good. He's growing his company.
Yes.
And then you knew him, Kirsten. How did you meet him? Was it did you lose a bet? How did you connect with him?
So I met Jeff in 4th grade when he moved to the same town I was in. So we've gone to elementary school, middle school, high school.
Okay, so his business is growing. You probably talked about that, and then you decided to reach out. How much has your business grown since you've worked with Clay Stairs and Sean and the team? Do you know?
Well, so I actually started with Clay Stairs and Sean before I started the business.
Yeah,
that's a big growth rate.
Clay actually coached me on how to leave my job position.
Yes. Remember those days? Oh yeah. She had to leave her job first. So we had to work through that, how to leave successfully.
I'm not asking how much money you're making. I'm just saying, would you classify yourself as a success story right now? I mean, would you say that you're doing well?
I would say so. I mean, we wanted to hit 1 million in our first year. We almost did that, and we've exceeded that in year 2. So,
and so for anybody out there, what I'm trying to do on today's show is I want to encourage somebody out there who feels like that they don't qualify to have success.
Yeah.
And I want to just get into the nitty gritty just briefly about this, because Stairs, when you and I met, you were 47 years old.
I was owed.
And at that point, you had already teacher of the year in the school system.
Yep.
You'd run a successful camp. You'd run nonprofit organizations, and you hadn't really gone out on your own yet. And so somebody might be listening right now going, I'm too old. I can't do it. You did it at age 47.
Did it.
Someone might say, I'm too young. You know, Kirsten doesn't look like he doesn't look old.
She is not 47.
She's probably not old. Okay. So
definitely not.
But there's some people who always say, I'm too young. I'm too old. No, I'm saying right now is your year to take hold of your future and to implement proven processes and systems. If you're listening right now and you feel stuck with your business, I want you to come on out to one of our workshops, because these in-person workshops, Clay Stairs and I do them together. And I'm telling you, when you're in the room with so many successful entrepreneurs that are all having success, it will build your faith that you can do it. And I'll tell you why. Sometimes you're sitting by people who are impressive, like Kirsten here.
Yeah.
Other times you're sitting by people like myself. And you go, so you built a multi-million-dollar company, sir? How did you do it? They go, well, I'll tell you what, I just followed the plan and what? I think I blacked out. And you'll be talking to somebody I'm serious. Someone who just had tons of success, who's maybe not that impressive like myself, somebody who is impressive, but I'm just telling you, everyone can do this stuff. So I wanted to break down on today's show the things you guys have actually worked with Kirsten on implementing.
Love it. Yeah.
So let's talk about step 1, building a website. Did we have to help you build a website, or did you already have one, or what happened there?
No, I didn't have anything. So we started with a website.
Okay. So you launched the website. Now, a lot of people, what I heard from Sean and Clay Stairs is a lot of business owners, they never launch. It's like ready, aim, aim. But you were quick to make the decisions to get the information needed. How long, Kirsten, did it take you to launch the website? I mean, was it 2 years? I mean, seriously, I know a lot of entrepreneurs that take years. You've seen this. Years to launch.
And they keep editing and Clay. I don't like that font.
Whittle it.
Oh yeah, and I was.
Well, we did go through a little bit of that.
but I tell you, Kirsten.
But in a few weeks, we had a website.
For an interior designer, and it was amazing how quickly you were able to make decisions.
How long was it?
Yeah, how long was it? Do you remember?
I would say maybe 3 weeks to a
That's
month.
Okay,
that crazy.
So go from startup to website, get the website launched. Now, again, for folks out there that are wanting to kind of follow a timeline or follow a linear path here, if you go to thrivetimeshow.com/free resources, thrivetimeshow.com/free resources, there's a roadmap on page 4. And page 4, we want to start off here. We got to figure out your goals.
Nice.
So you got to have your goals, because your goals are the only reason that we do any of these things.
Yeah.
Did you clearly come in knowing your goals? Did you know your goals?
Actually, no, I didn't. I had an idea of what they were, but that was something that Clay and Sean's helped me with from the very beginning, is defining those goals.
Now, this is something that somebody out there is going to find to be incredibly disturbing. There's a guy today who keeps texting me, and I love this guy so much, but at this present time, I can't work with him because I already work with a competitor in his industry.
Yeah.
And I only have 160 spots. That's why I asked you the other day. I said, Sean, how many more clients could you take on? We talked about this. And this guy really wants to pay me. He's like, I will pay you whatever it costs if you'll work with me. And I say, no, I only work with 160 clients, and I don't have clients that compete in the same industry, because I know my goals. I don't want to have 5,000 clients. I don't want to have my weekends defined by, I want to have our conferences intimate where you can ask questions. I know my goals. You know your goals. Stairs, you're living in your dream house now.
Wow.
With your dream wife, right?
Yes.
Right. Sean's living the single life, living in the office here. No, but I mean, so everybody, we all have our goals. Do we not? We have our own goals. Do we not? Okay.
Yes.
So it's really important. So we know our goals. So step 2, though, we got to get the brand built. And that involves the website, the logo. Did we do a logo for you, or did we make your name a logo, or what did we do with the logo?
No, I did have somebody that helped do a logo.
Okay. So you launch the website, get the brand. Step 3 is you must come in contact with the marketplace.
Yeah.
Like you must actually get, your ideas into the marketplace. How did you work on that? What was the strategy that we helped you implement as far as to reach your ideal and likely buyers?
Well, you guys gave me the steps to follow, basically.
How do you derive your clients right now? Because I know that your clients are very happy. And so again, for everybody out there that gets this, if you wow your customers, it turns out they will tell people about you. However, to get in front of customers that you don't know, what was your way to get in touch with new ideal and likely buyers?
So there's a few things that Clay and the team have helped me with. Is one, we set up Google. So we have Google leads coming in. And then the big thing is our Dream 100.
Nice.
And that has taken a little bit of time, but that is starting to drag in big ideal leads.
Yeah, Kirsten, I know you and Sean have been working quite a bit on this Dream 100. Explain what that is and how you kind of responded to it right at the very beginning and how that's going as you and Sean have been working together.
So I would say in the very beginning, I was a little skeptical, but at the same time, I trusted you guys, and I knew that I was going to have to go out there and get the business. Yeah. And so what the Dream 100 is it's really just making a list of all of the ideal sources that you could potentially get leads from. We are looking to work with the highest end, most luxury builders in the Charlotte area. So what we did is we started researching to find those people, and we've added them to a list. And then what we've done is we've called them and we've gotten a face-to-face meeting with them. Wow. So what we did is we took my calendar and we marked off Fridays.
Yep.
And so every Friday for over a year, we consistently made appointments and showed up and just sat down with these guys and laid it out there, told them what we were looking to do, who we were, and really just kind of our ideas. And there's a need for that.
Now, I want to make sure we're very, very clear about this. I'm hoping this will help somebody out there being very clear. Okay. So step 1, we define your goals. So if you're listening right now and you say, what do I need to do? I would recommend step 1, you define your goals. Step 2, what do you got? Once you define your goals, you say, okay, I kind of know what I want to do. That's when you would reach out to schedule a free consultation. So what I want you to do is I want you to go, if you go to thrivetimeshow.com/EOFire, it's thrivetimeshow.com/EOFire. And when you fill out the form, a member of our team will call you. We've got literally thousands of testimonials up there. And if you want to work with Sean or Clay Stairs, you just let us know, hey, I heard about these guys, and they'll pair you up. But we start with a 13-point assessment so we can figure out where you're at versus where you want to be. Then we got to launch. Once we meet, though, we do this whole planning and the 13-point assessment. It's a free consultation. After we do the consultation, we must actually begin activation. We have to do something. So we launch the website. We build a three-legged marketing stool. Now, you learned the Dream 100 system, and I just want people to know this. When I was in college, Stairs, did you go to college?
I did go to college, yes.
You know, in college, it's a time of reflection. You're away from your mom and dad, and it occurs
Is that what that was?
No,
okay.
You know what
I was reflecting, Mom. Yes.
Sean, did you go to college for a while there?
Yeah, I dropped out, but I was there for a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I got kicked out of college. So the point is we went to college.
Okay, I made it through.
So I went to college, and I knew that I wanted to marry somebody who was really smart, and I wanted to have 5 kids. I was very clear with what I wanted from the world. And so when I went on dates all the time, people in college said, man, you go on a date like every week. What's your deal? And I'm like, got to find an incredible woman who's super smart, who wants to have 5 kids. That's a rough deal. I mean, you're in college. It's not a good pitch.
That's a niche.
But seriously, I met Vanessa, and I met her, and she's like, I do want to have 5 kids.
Bingo.
And she's like super smart. I find myself taking notes when she talks, and I'm going, oh, wow. She's a wizard. But the chances of anybody picking up the phone and calling me, it's not going to happen. One, because I'm a solid B- in the game of life. But the idea, there were certain men I went to college with, seriously, who sat there and waited for their phone to ring.
Oh, yeah.
They graduated college. I see them. They're 35 now. I said, how are things going? They said, I'm still single. Like, are you calling anybody? You working any leads? Are you? No, seriously, this is important. And I see a lot of interior designers, a lot of business owners, a lot of photographers, a lot of videographers, a lot of home builders, attorneys sitting there waiting for the phone to ring.
Yeah.
And
really, they have a great idea and really want to make money. I can really help people if they would just call me.
But you got to reach out. And when you reach out, it requires a lot of rejection. Were you all worried about the rejection, Kirsten, when you were doing the Dream 100? Was it soul sucking at times?
Of course it was. Yeah.
But now you're seeing the fruit, right? I mean, now you've met them, you've talked to them, you've built the trust. Now you're starting to get some referrals. Is that accurate assessment?
Yeah. So we started the Dream 100 system. We started working it about 17 or 18 months ago.
Amen.
And I would say after 4 or 5 months, we started seeing some leads come in. And
4 or 5
I would say after 10 months, we started closing deals.
And I will just say this, it's applicable. The Dream 100 system is where you create a list of your ideal and likely 100 buyers, people that you want to refer you, people you want to work with. And I'll take it out of your business and move into a different business just for a second. When I was building my DJ entertainment company, it occurred to me that most brides were the ones booking the weddings.
Yeah.
Not men, not grooms, not the father of the bride. So I decided I'm going to go where the brides are. So I made a list of all the bridal stores and all of the floral stores and all the catering stores and all of the cake bakery stores, all the hotels where brides had weddings. And I said, I'm going to reach out to all of them and I'm going to call them all until they eventually refer me. So I remember I met with one place. I won't mention her name, but I want to so much. And she told me, she said, I want you to know you come here every week and I will never refer you. And I'm going, so can I ask you why?
So you're saying there's
no, chance. I did. I asked that. I said, can I ask you why? And she says, because you're not organized. Your linens look terrible. I said, but if my linens were, if the linens were better, would you refer them? She says, yeah, but your music's too loud. The subwoofers. I said, if I didn't bring the subwoofers and I had the linens right, would you? She goes, yes, but just, So no, I'm not kidding. So I went back and I've talked to this lady's husband at this venue in town. And he goes, my wife hates you, but I want you to know, if you'll stop bringing these crazy linens you have, these ghetto linens, and you'll stop bringing the speakers that make it where you can't think, I think you have a chance. So I brought the better gear, got rid of the linens that were crappy, brought the nice speakers, did the moves, got rid of the subwoofers. And I kept asking, hey, what do I need to do to get you to refer me? And eventually it became like, well, I already have a guy I refer, but thanks for changing the linen. No, seriously. And then it became, after months, it was like, well, here's the deal, Clay. I already have a DJ I recommend, but if you'll pay me a referral fee, I will recommend you. And I said, well, let me just DJ one big party for you. So she referred me to Adam Spuler's party. And when I DJ'd for Adam's party, it was a next level event. It was a home run. And then the referrals came in forever from that place. And today we're still good friends, but that's just what happens. You've got to push through the rejection because people start off thinking you're crazy.
Yeah.
They don't want to talk to you. So that's a big thing. So define your goals, launch the website, create the marketing tool. Then you got to manage your online reputation. You have to get Google reviews you have to get objective reviews from people that have actually bought from you. Was that hard to do for you, Kirsten, to ask people who've worked with you to leave an objective review about their experience?
No, it was a little uncomfortable in the beginning, but it's really pretty simple. We went back and asked every client that I had worked with in the past, and then we started asking vendors, builders, architects, anybody that we work with. We want their opinion on what it's like to work with us.
I was just today working with a business it's almost a $200 million a year business. And you would not believe how hard it has been for them to ask for Google reviews.
Wow.
They're like, in our industry, people just don't ask, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. But this week they just started getting them and they're like, hey, we got a referral from Google. So it's crazy how certain people can build up this phobia.
Yeah.
And this particular business was built very big before online reputation mattered. And so they're like, what's the point? But now they're starting to see. So again, everybody out there, you just have to get reviews. Now, the next thing is you have to implement a schedule that works. You mentioned what you do your Dream 100, what day of the week?
On Fridays.
And you have to block it out. Sean, it turns out we're here right now doing an interview.
We are.
And what are we not doing right now?
Anything else?
Right.
Yeah.
That's a tough deal, though.
Yeah.
That's a tough deal because you have to be intentional about your schedule. Now, Sean, what else have you guys worked together to implement here during these past? Have you guys worked together for 18 months, or has it been 2 years, or what?
Yeah, it's coming up, I believe, 2 years this month.
Oh, wow. A 2-year business coaching
anniversary.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So, we've really dug into systems have started to become a big deal. Can you talk a little bit about implementing systems with your team?
Yeah, so that's something that we've worked a lot on just these last few months. And I think I finally discovered that there is no way that I'm going to be able to step away and have the time freedom that I want and the company still run unless unless my design team and everybody is still continuing to move those projects along. So the only way that they can do that without depending on me is to have a system and a checklist. So Sean and Clay have really helped me to just define, okay, this is our process. We're going to run every project through these steps, and every step has its own checklist. We don't have those checklists built yet, but we're working on it. And we're just, each week we assign out systems and we write them and then we use them. So
now, have you begun to hire people?
Yes.
So I'm asking this question because I know you clearly stated you have a team. But I just want to make sure we're getting this. Are they employees? Are you contractors? How do you deal with this?
No, they are employees.
Okay,
Yes.
Come on now. Listen to this, folks.
Yes.
Listen, the next part is by far the hardest part for most of my clients that I've ever had. And again, at this point, Stairs, you know this, we have thousands of testimonials.
Yes.
I mean, it's epic. Is hiring, inspiring, training, and retaining good people. I repeat, hiring, inspiring, training, and retaining great people. People say, I live in Utah, and in Utah, just this time of year, the people just aren't. Or they'll go, I live in Wyoming, where if you saw the people today there, Wyoming is just people from Minnesota.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, don't you know, Minnesota, everybody's out there hunting for lutefisk with Bjorn, and you're like, what? Who's the client we work with? A wonderful lady. She has an automotive repair shop in Boston.
Oh, uh-huh.
We first started working with her. It's, people Boston. You can't find any freaking people here. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Tom Brady, just everyone, all they care about is Brady. Yeah. Everyone has their own colloquial reason for not being able to find good people.
Every single business owner has some reason why they can't find.
But she's found great people.
She has done a great job.
Tell us about the Dream 100 system. Have you implemented that? Have you ever, not the Dream 100, but the group interview system, Kirsten? Have you begun to implement the group interview and the ongoing process of hiring people?
Yes, we have.
And is that helpful to always keep it going for you? Because a lot of people start it and stop it. Are you keeping it going every week? Is that kind of the flow you're in yet?
No.
You're not there yet? So you're kind of, I'm not trying to harass
She's got what you call the reality distortion field. So people somehow they want to stick with her. Do it yet. She's found.
Well, let me just give you some real-time coaching. I'll say this to people. Usually, this is very important. I had a very strong member of the team a few years back, and Clay Stairs remembers this. I'll be very vague.
Yes.
Guy had been with me forever.
Oh, yeah.
And all of a sudden, his countenance changed.
He did.
A client comes in and says, I don't know what's going on. There's a weird feeling.
There's a vibe.
And I go, really? What's going on? I call the guy. What's going on? Are you okay? Oh, yeah. Turns out said guy, I'll keep it vague, took a big monster deal. And guess who offered him the deal? My client.
There you go.
So I called my client. I said, Mr. Client, did you offer my employee a great deal? He's, I would never do it.
Uh-oh.
Never. I called the guy. He said, I would never do it. Then the attorney says, we need to go ahead and settle with the severance pay. I'm like, what? I mean, seriously. And that's only I've been self-employed since I was 16. So that only happens every 12 months just to remind me I'm alive.
Yeah.
Because we have like 47 people up in this office, and then we have elephant in the room. So there's hundreds of employees. That's a big process. Now, have you guys dialed in on the accounting thing? Is that something you guys have worked on at all? Making sure you're profitable? Because most designers I know work a lot and never make any money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys got into that, Kirsten? Have you tackled the financial side and making sure you're profitable, or what have you done there?
No, Sean's helped me a lot with that. And we actually were just looking, I guess it was last week or the week before, and really just kind of nailing down next year's budget and, the amount of projects that we need to take on next year to, come in even, and then to be what it looks like to be profitable with taking on projects for next year.
So the income and expense report is a big tool we use regularly. We've got a budget derived from that.
Hey, most people have no idea where revenue is coming from, by the way. I'll tell you this.
Oh, yeah.
And the way our current debt system works, this is not a political statement, but it is a statement that some could perceive as political. But there's a lot of people that always spend more money than they bring in. Always. So I work with doctors, dentists, lawyers, and they always spend 103% of what they make.
Yeah.
And everything always looks like a hot deal. And the way that lending works is you can always borrow money. There's always somebody willing to lend you money for a thing if you've got about a 700 credit score. I mean it. And even if you shouldn't buy the thing. So let me just rip on myself for a minute. Years ago, this would be I was 25 maybe, so it was like 15 years ago. One of my employees says, Kirsten, in order to get he didn't say Kirsten, he said to me, he said, Clay, he says,
which was awkward.
No, but he says, Clay, listen, in order for the call center to really do a good job, we need a new server.
Ooh.
And I'm like, a server? I'm telling you, I've looked into it. I've already researched it. Next thing I'm getting ambushed by the server and my top employee. They're telling me I got to do it. Not kidding. I spent $50,000 on this server, the phone thing where it's like, the voicemails where you go, boop, it's Tuesday. I'll be out of town until Thursday. Thank you for calling. It's June 27th. This is Karen. Boop. This is Carl. I'll be out today. Those little custom voicemails.
Oh, yeah.
And he sold me on custom voicemails, custom emails, backup, redundancy, $50,000. Then there's a monthly fee. By about 2 months into the system, I said, we're never going to use the system again. And they're like, well, we're paying for it. I'm like, I don't care. Because no one can figure it out. Customers would call and ex-employees would have their voicemail hasn't been upset. Or people would call your boop, 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 and they would say, press 2 to talk to a human. Press 3 to talk to sales. Press 4 to talk. And all of them got routed to the same person anyway. It was just jackass.
Yeah.
And so I'd already spent the money. But I borrowed it. See, then I had to make that payment every month. And then my wife, who does math, she's mean. She does the math. She says, we're paying for this. I don't think we bring in any extra revenue from this. And again, this is just very important that somebody in your life is looking at the numbers.
Yeah.
For anybody out there that's thinking about reaching out for consulting, Kirsten, for anybody out there that hasn't worked with Clay Stairs and Sean for as long as you have, we only have a limited number of clients because we do a weekly one-on-one meeting. There's no extra fees, so it's a weekly meeting, and then we help you with accounting and marketing and sales and branding and websites and print pieces and all these things. So it's really an all-encompassing ecosystem, and it's month to month. What would you say for anybody out there that's contemplating scheduling a one-on-one consultation?
I would say, I wouldn't want to do it any other way myself. Looking back and getting started, I can tell you that I would not be in the seat that I'm in now had I not been working with Clay and Sean and implementing all of the different, just the systems and all the different things of building the business.
Now, I've used other consultants in the past where there wasn't a flat fee. So every time you call them, it's like $300, $200.
Yeah.
Does that help you? I mean, do you like that it's a monthly, like a flat cost? Does that help?
Yeah, it's just easy.
Okay.
It's easy.
What would you say for anybody out there who's thinking about reaching out, where you might say, we all have friends where we go, you would not be a good fit for that. Who would not be a good fit for the consulting, and who would be in your mind for the business coaching?
So I would say you're probably not a good fit if you are not going to implement and take the time to take the systems that you're taught and put them in place in your business. If you're not willing to take the time and block out time on your calendar, it's probably not going to be the best fit. But if you are willing to do whatever it takes to make it, and you're willing to put in the hard work, then I would say, with hands down, call Clay, call Sean, and at least at least hear them out and see what they offer and how they can help you. Because I can guarantee you they can double your business.
Guaranteed double the business. Now your website is heartwhiteinteriors.com. And for anybody out there who's listening, sometimes we have shows where we have 1 million listeners. Sometimes we have shows where there's 10,000 listeners. We never know how many people are going to hear the show. For anybody out there that's wanting to hire you, again, what area do you service? What regions of America do you service?
So we're in the Charlotte area.
Charlotte, North Carolina. Do you ever go into the foothills of Latvia?
Going global.
You won't go up to Canada for a brief assessment?
No. So a little background on myself. So I have done design work all over the world. I started my career in Hickory, North Carolina, which is like the furniture hub of the world. Yep. And so we have clients in other states, and we can accommodate that, and we know how to get furniture there and get things set up. Right now, we're really trying to hone into the Charlotte area and the surrounding counties around there.
Got it. So again, folks, if you're in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, go to heartwhiteinteriors.com. That's heartwhiteinteriors.com. Hey, thank you so much for carving out time in your busy schedule. I know you're super busy. Appreciate you guys all being here.
Oh, yeah.
And again, folks, check out that website. It's heartwhiteinteriors.com. Kirsten, you are a great American. Thank you so much.
Proud of you, girl.
Thank you, guys.
The Thrivetime Show, 2-day interactive business workshops, are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems, so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot-coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.